Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here, and Mr. Lawrence asked me to step in and do a special guest video for him. He said you're having a quiz tomorrow, so I wanted to help you be as successful as possible. Pretty good at algebra, you know. Anyway, here's problem number 1. It's just a straight multiplication problem. I know a lot of you like to look at the second quantity and slide a little 1 in there. I think that's just a dandy idea. So, let's multiply the 5 times the 1. Of course, we'll get 5. Now, a mistake a lot of you make is you just want to write down rad 8. You think that 5 rad 8 times rad 8 equals 5 rad 8. But that can't be, because the only way to get what you started with in a multiplication problem is if this is a 1. That's not a 1, so this can't be the right answer. So what we have to remember is to multiply rad 8 times rad 8. And rad 8 times rad 8 would be 8. Now, we won't get 58, of course, because it's all multiplication. So we're going to multiply and get the answer of 40. Now, by the way, you can check this easily on your calculator. Let me see here. Hold on a second. Let me get my calculator up and running. My fancy smanchy new calculator. Just got it from the swamp. You know, the last Muppet movie did so well, I can afford this kind of thing. Alright, here's my fancy schmancy calculator, and let me show you how I would test it. Alright, let's see, here we go. We had 5 rad 8, and we want to multiply that by rad 8. And when we do that, sure enough, we get 40. See how simple that is? All right, so let's get back to the problems. Here we go. Now, problem number 2 is a double distribution problem. So I'm going to rewrite it as 5 times the quantity of 3 plus 4 rad 3. And then a lot of you like to write it underneath. You like to go plus 2 rad 3 times 3 plus 4 rad 3. And I'm okay with that. I'm going to make a small suggestion when you line up your work, though. So now I'm going to distribute. So I'll get 15 plus 20 rad 3. Now I'm going to multiply 2 rad 3 times 3, which I believe will be a 6 rad 3. And I'm going to write that 6 rad 3 underneath the 20 rad 3, because they're like terms. And then I'm going to multiply 2 rad 3 times 4 rad 3. Now, if you need to, write it over here off to the side. Get it right, because 2 times 4 is 8, but rad 3 times rad 3 is 3, so this is 24. So I'm going to write the 24 under the 15. Then I'm going to combine my like terms and get 39 plus 26 rad 3. There we go. Pretty easy stuff. All right, number 3 is also a double distribution problem, and I'll do it the more traditional way that Mr. Lawrence does it, and I will do 6 times the quantity of 6 plus 2 rad 11, and then a minus 2 rad 11 times the quantity of 6 plus 2 rad 11. I'll distribute in the first quantity, and I'll get a 36, positive 12 rad 11. Second quantity, I'm going to get a negative 12 rad 11. Okay, that seems kind of unusual. And then I'm going to get a minus 4 times 11, which is a minus 44. So I'm going to go to combine like terms, and you know, a lot of you have stopped using your highlighters. I'm not sure why. If it helps you get the right answer, please use your highlighters. All right, so I'm highlighting like terms here. What do you notice about the rad 11s? Well, they cancel each other out. They're gone. They turn to 0. Then I have 36 minus 44, which I believe will be negative 8. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is my answer. All right, problem number 4 is... What? Oh, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go. Mr. Lawrence, can you take over? Hey, Kermit, thanks for helping me out. All right, so we're on problem number 4. And we're going to simplify the rads. First thing I'm going to do is simplify rad 128, and I'm going to go looking for perfect squares. 1, 4, 9, 16, 0.5, 36, 49, 64. By the way, as soon as you see the perfect square, you can stop, the largest perfect square. But if you're not sure, keep going. 81, 100, 121. All the rest would be larger, so I don't need to write them down. So does 121 go into 128 evenly? Nope. 100 does not. 81 doesn't. 64, yeah, it does. Goes in 2 times. So the 128 is going to be 64 times 2, which is 8 times 8, right? So outside the rad, I'm going to have an 8. Inside the rad, I'm going to have a 2. Now, x to the 30th, okay, don't you ever erase work, I'm just doing it for the video purposes, would be x to the 15th times x to the 15th. So the square root of that is going to be an x to the 15th. But it needs to be in absolute values, doesn't it? Because this could end up being negative. All right, a y to the 19th is going to be a y times y to the 18th, and then that would be y to the 9th times y to the 9th. So there's going to be a y to the 9th out front. So I know that's an absolute value. Y to the 9th will not be. There will be a y inside. The z is going to break down into z times z. And so I'll have a z out front, but it needs to be an absolute value. And now I'm getting really confused because I can't tell what's an absolute value and not. I know the x needs to and the z needs to. I'm going to do the w's, and then I'm going to rewrite this so it's more simple. Now w to the 8th would be w to the 4th times w to the 4th. And so that'll be a w to the 4th out front. So I know what's an absolute value. So I'm going to rewrite this as 8 times x to the 15th z, and I'll put those in the same absolute value. Then I'll put the y to the 9th and the w to the 4th, and then the rad of 2y. And there you go. Okay, we've been spending a lot of time on that. All right, last problem we're going to do is problem number 5. We're going to find the perimeter. Now, some of you have such a hard time with perimeter. All we're doing is adding. That's all we're doing. You might want to write in 5 plus 3 rad 2 on this side and 6 plus rad 2 on that side. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to add up my rational numbers. My rational numbers. Yeah, I've been using those terms an awful lot. Those of you that haven't been watching the videos, haven't been paying attention, you don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and unfortunately, those gaps in your learning are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as you go on. All right, so this is 11, that's 11. I must have 22. The sum of my rational numbers is 22. Now I'll add up my irrational numbers, specifically my rad 2's. So I have 1 rad 2 here. I have 3 more rad 2's here. Well, that would be 4 rad 2's. And now I'm up to 7 rad 2's, and now I have 8 rad 2's. And so it'll be 22 plus 8 rad 2. Sorry. And we're in centimeters. Okay? Now to do area. To do area, it's just a double distribution problem. I'm going to take 5 plus 3 rad 2. And I'm going to multiply it by 6 plus rad 2. Okay? And so if I double distribute, 5 times 6 plus rad 2 plus 3 rad 2 times 6 plus rad 2. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times rad 2 is 5 rad 2. 3 rad 2 times 6 rad 2 is 18 rad 2. And then finally, be careful on this one, 3 rad 2 times rad 2 is 3 times 2, or better yet, 6. So there's going to be a positive 6 there. And all I did was line them up, okay, my like terms. So if I add up, I'm going to get 36. Here I'm going to get plus 23 rad 2's, and that's in centimeters squared. All right, that's the video for tonight. No video quiz. You have that cluster worksheet. That's to help you get ready for tomorrow's quiz. Okay, it is not due. The answer key is posted. You can check out answers. Send me an email if you're confused. I may not get till later tonight, but communicate with me. All right, that's it for the video. Mr. Laurence signing off. Have a good night, everybody.